something, and then they will Hada, girl. They'll be like, they'll put a picture up there and they'll be like, did you feed that to your friend? Like, take me on vacation. Look at it. No, I can't.
Hola besitos, Juju here with the beautiful Xenia, and welcome to Dale Pa'l Piso. How are you? Yeah?
¿Y tú?
All right.
Yeah. How about y'all? How y'all doing?
Did you miss us? Because we're a week behind.
We're a little late.
A little bit.
We're on CP time. I mean, it was, Black History Month, so it should be okay, right?
So speaking of that, we want to say thank you to everyone who showed us love and support all of Black History Month.
Finally.
We love y'all.
But you guys, we finally got a little bit of feedback,
It was nice.
It was.
I like that.
We don't like being out here in these, by ourselves, on these redes by ourselves. Like, come join us, please.
Come hold my hand.
Right.
But now it's March, and it's a whole new awareness.
And it is a very special month because, as you see, we're beautiful in orange today because it is MS Awareness Month. And what does that mean, Mommy?
So MS is for multiple sclerosis, and it's just basically a neurological condition that
affects the myelin sheath of our nerves. Now we will get into all those fun and terrible and fun and great facts next episode this month. By the way, if you see us like I just did, oh my God, that's an MS symptom. So blame them, not us. Yeah,
never.
Right.
Never. Because in my mind, we're always perfect.
You motherfucking right.
But MS just likes to be here.
But
we'll hear about that later.
Yes. And if you follow us, you will see that every day we'll be posting a fact about having MS, going through the things that we go through. Because we got to keep it moving. They can have our bodies, but they can't have our souls. Sorry.
And like my honey bunny said, follow us, subscribe. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We are
you
live
name it.
Everywhere.
We got it.
You'll see us everywhere. So what's today's topic about?
Today is unconditional love. Controversial, right? Does it really exist? Or is every kind of love conditional?
What do you think? Because I have a couple things to say about that. But
okay, so me personally, I feel like unconditional love only truly exists between children and their parents, or vice versa, parents and their kids. I think that in relationships, we really want to say it exists, and we really want to believe that it exists. However, I feel like the only reason why you fall in love with a person is because they have certain attributes, right? Or things that they can add to your life or things like that. But then if they stop serving a purpose, even though this sounds terrible, I really feel like it does sound terrible because we want unconditional love, right? Or that's what we say, or that's what society breeds us, right? To want or whatever. Like, look at Cinderella.
All over the TV. It's on TV, movies. We were just talking about those sad, sappy movies before we got here. So it's like you want that.
Absolutely. Everybody is like you're trained. They're the chiquita. Like Prince is coming, Cinderella, Snow White, Belle, Beauty and the Beast. Like, we grew up on Disney,
Disney.
OG Disney.
So, they wanted the knight in shining armor who would come and save us.
Like, but in the end, y'all, the princess saves herself just to, ruin that for you. Sorry.
And life ended up being a little bit more like Shrek.
Dead ass.
Like, happily ever after.
Now we live in the swamp. Just kidding.
So there's that.
But between kids and parents, right? Because for instance, look at your own life. We're both moms. So I'm pretty sure that I'd forgive anything that my daughters, either one, because I don't have a favorite, okay? Because they will debate that we do, right? They all do, right?
Always.
But the same. I'd, kill or die for either one. However, like, I feel like if it were relationship-wise, like, I don't feel like, you do want to say that you would for a partner, right? But, like, look at shit like Snowfall, for instance. In Snowfall, sissy punk ass turns in her own son. and takes away all his money, like all of it, Julie, like, and like, you're like, okay, like, why would you do your son like that? And that's a parent, child relationship, which I think should be unconditional. Yeah. Now, imagine, like, look at how many spouses, like, you make this decision for forever. Yeah. And you're like, till the wheels fall off, you know, and if the wheels fall off, what we doing? We walking, baby. We putting that shit. But you really signed up with that with somebody, and then they do you dirty. Like, I mean, I had clients, like, I used to do finances, like help people with financial stuff and fix credit and things like that. And one time a client came to me and she's like bawling in our first session, because the first session was the longest. It used to be an hour and a half. Yeah. And then she was home one day from work, not regularly scheduled, right? She just called in. Right. Husband was a big exec at a big company, which I won't say, right, to keep it anonymous, right? And then the wife was in the healthcare field. Okay. So all of a sudden, you know, they're used to being at work, right? So then the husband, she calls in that day or whatever, wasn't feeling well. And she goes and gets the fucking mail. And their mortgage is 3 months behind. They're threatening foreclosure. The husband had taken out multiple loans, girl. I mean, big loans behind her back. Like, and she's like, Xenia, like, I'm scared. I think I'm going to lose my house. Like, you know, and we went through all these things. Like, I helped her, right? Like, we contacted the mortgage company because they're always typically willing to work with the buyer. Like, that would be a loss for them too, you know? So they want to keep you in your home and all these things. But it's like, imagine you promised to be my best friend in sickness, in health, when we're up, when we're down, like left, right, whatever, like you fall, you stumble, I got you, I'm gonna pick you up, but carry the polar bear through the motherfucking storm. Like you said, no, for right? Real, yeah, like let's do this. The winter, and you're like, if they can do you dirty at a moment's notice and you blindly confías en ellos, like, can unconditional love really exist? Yeah.
We can be like, if paso aquí, like, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, too, I think in like my perspective, to me personally, it is conditional. I don't believe in unconditional.
I thought you were going to tell me you did. I was worried. I was like, oh my God.
No, I don't believe in unconditional only because I've been in situations where, like you said, I feel like it's beneficial for them for the moment. And it becomes a thing where they're like, I'm going to love you through everything, sickness and health. And all these people that I've been with recently know that I have MS, know that I'm sick, know everything that has to do with how I feel.
Es fuerte.
And it's like, kind of embarrassing.
In the beginning. You know, when you first meet somebody, you're like, and people are like I've had a conversation, like when I got divorced before the new marriage, like, where I was having a conversation with a person and I said it up front. And they're like, well, you act like you got cancer or something. Or like they really tried to downplay it. Where I was trying to be honest up front, just kind of be like, hey, man, like when you take on a person, like I know we're just talking, right? But if this were to turn into something, when you take on a person with this kind of condition, all of these, all of these things go together. What do you say?
They just kind of like,
oh, it's fine.
Until it really happens, you know, like, you know how I was saying, like, I let them know from the beginning, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be fatigued. My mood's going to switch left to right. Like, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or Mr. Hyde, Dr. whatever the fuck they are. You know, like, yeah, like, I feel like having something like this, because it is a neurological thing, it does affect our emotions. It does affect how we feel. Like, I shut down every fucking time. Like, now you know how the new kids call it, we crashing out. Like, I'm crashing the fuck out. Like, and I'm just like, why am I like this? I just
called her this morning and I fucking crashed out.
Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck am I like this? And it's like yesterday, I don't know what I was doing. I was just kind of sitting around and me dio un ataque, and I just started crying. You know, and my son comes over and he's like, are you good? And I'm like, no. Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm crashing the fuck out. And he's like, oh. And he just walked away because he knows like there's really nothing else he can do, from that. But that's why I feel like it's conditional, because eventually, and we can't blame them for that, but eventually they get sick of it.
Right.
And there's a lot of people, and I get it. Like, I would never sit here and expect someone to be there for me when I'm sick, but I feel like that's
But when you
why.
but see, and I say I don't believe in unconditional love, but then here I go, right?
It's because you're the romantic. I know. I'm starting to lose that.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
2024 made me lose that.
Girl. It's been a few years coming. But for me. But here I go with if somebody truly loves you. And that's why, I guess I believe in it in one other way.
But do people truly love you?
Well, friendship.
I mean, that's different.
But that's love too.
Our love is unconditional.
But that's love too.
Yeah, because I love you.
Really?
I'll go
that's
to
what,
the end of the world for you. No, but like I guess I'm talking about like in romantic relationships. In romantic, I'm sorry, like I can get canceled for this, whatever.
Right.
No, but I don't believe in that shit. I don't. Not romantic wise. Maybe I'm hurt. Maybe
no, because
like,
I said in the beginning, I started it by saying I don't either. Mm-hmm. But it's because, like, for instance, with the kids, right? Because I started with the kids and I went somewhere else. So I took a little turn. But like with the kids, like my daughters, like there's like nothing that I could really even think of. Like, I mean, like, I love you, baby, wrapped in shit. Like, either one. Like, a mí no me importa, te limpio y te... Pero, like, it's, like, even really hard situations because, like, I think way too much. And, like, or watch movies and share. You're like, well, what if the kid develops some kind of addiction, right? And they, like, steal from you or, like... just steal money or like, because this is real life shit, right? The shit that people don't want to talk about or whatever. Like, I feel like I would still find a way, right? Like to move past it, to forgive it, to help you to.
Because that's my baby.
But like, would I be able to do that with someone I chose?
I don't.
You know what I mean? Like through anything.
I can't.
Because are they going to do it for you? Will it be fucking reciprocated?
Yeah. But like I said, it's, and I can just openly, plainly say that maybe I'm still hurt. You get what I'm saying? And maybe that's why right now I'm just not in the headspace to want to believe in conditional love or unconditional love, because I feel like there's always something. There's always something. And it's like you're upfront with people, like me, I'm not affectionate. I'm really not. Like,
except for with me. Like, she loved me, but,
But, like, I'm not affectionate. And my thing is in my relationships, I want it to be more based off of friendship. I know that it comes, and I know, obviously, the physical comes into it.
Right.
The sexual, all that stuff. But, like, I am not an affectionate person. I can't. You're just not wired that way. Well, I wasn't raised that way. Right. My family we're not very affectionate. We're really not. It's like I can walk in and that day specifically I want to feel affectionate and I go see my sister and I'm like, hey girl, I love you. She's like, what the fuck do you want, bitch? Like, right. And I'm like, damn, like I just want to say I love you.
You look like Nana when you said that. Benita, I saw her all over your face.
And I'm like, damn, okay. But that's how I was raised. So then I get into situations where I do want to start dating and I do want to start going out. And I get into these situations and I've told myself that this year, any person that I try to get into it with, you're knowing everything from the day that you're like, tell me about you.
Today.
I am not affectionate.
Right, from the beginning. I have MS. Numero uno. Yeah. I've got kids, too. Yeah. I am not affectionate. Right.
Like, and I hate when they're like, oh, that's okay.
Pero they say that al principio. Todo's okay.
That's okay. Al principio. Because I love you as a person. You're super funny. Because I can be funny.
You're hilarious.
Hey, I'm the Puerto Rican Chris Rock.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Period.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so my thing is like, I can be funny. And that's the kind of, and I'm not saying that I'm putting on a mask because the way that I am right here.
This is lo que hay.
This is what you got. Right. Like,
lo que ves es lo que hay.
Right. So it's like, all of a sudden, they're like, it's good because I like your personality. I like how you are. you know? But then all of a sudden, let's just say, for example, we go out somewhere and they want to hold hands with me in public. Or they want to be grajeándose, like making out everywhere. I don't do that. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't like PDA. There you go. That's what it is. I don't like PDA. Like, I want to be able to walk into a fucking store and kick it with you.
Todo el mundo sabe que estamos chichando.
Right.
Like, why do we need to, like...
Right. We gotta fucking put our fucking bed in the middle of Payless?
Right. Para enseñarle a todo el mundo.
That's what I'm saying. So, I don't like PDA. And all of a sudden, they get sick of that shit. And I don't blame them, but I've told you from the beginning.
That is my thing. That's like the whole... Okay, because I'm not trying to hear... Like, this is judgment-free zone. Right? Mm-hmm. So... We're going to go ahead and
we don't judge.
Because we're going to do one of those coming up, y'all. But because I need to get on this trend. But for instance, like, it's a whole, I think everybody, and if you say you haven't, you lying. Everybody's been in a situation where maybe later on you find out that you're not the main, right? You a side piece or something, right? You know, many years ago, but still. Where you're like in the beginning, and then when you find out, you're already too deep in it, right? And then you like, oh shit, I can deal with it. That's the equivalent to me of the whole, yeah, you're not affectionate. It's okay for right now. Because right then and there, you feel like you like this so much, or you're so infatuated with it, or whatever. You want to feel it, so you're gonna do whatever.
And my thing is, and then my thing is they put that smoke screen up for us. I didn't put that smoke screen up for you. I didn't sit here and, we are going to be in the best relationship in the world. Gucci. No, I told you that shit from the jump.
Beginning.
Like, you know, so then all of a sudden weeks later it's, I can't be like you. I am an affectionate person. I can't do this because I like that. I can't, and you can tell that they're fed up with that shit. But then it's like when you decide to be like, okay, well then we can't do this.
No, pero no es pa' tanto.
Girl.
That's the one for me. Well, no. I mean, but no. Like, I'm telling you how it is from day one, from jump, from the first fucking conversation. As soon as it's past the pleasantries and we're getting into the real shit, like, you put it out there since then. It was okay then. Why not now?
We're like, it's like right when you get past the honeymoon stage. That's when all of a sudden, not even honeymoon
for a while, girl, right? Like some people be like for a year or something, but like, you know, but exactly, like, but like, you know, you could be in the honeymoon stage. Well, healthy relationships, they claim, can be in the honeymoon stage for. I don't know shit about that, but I mean, you know, who knows?
Haven't been in one in a little bit, you know. So.
But what do you like? What do you say at that point?
Me, like I said, from the jump, I told you. And when it comes out to be like, I give that shit to you. I put that shit on the plate for you. Either you're taking it or you're leaving it.
Because
it's not gonna affect me nothing. I'm not saying that I'm out here, I have options and stuff like that, but in the situation and the mind frame and just the mind, whatever the fuck that I'm in right now, I'm good by myself.
And that's what I was just going to say. Maybe the best option sometimes is literally by yourself. And I don't mean like just for you or, you know, whatever, but I just feel like at some point, especially in like the society we're living in right now, it's kind of like, why? Why have to deal with the like disrespect or the, like let's not even get into like that deep of like as far as like, for instance, when you're like first talking or whatever, and you're like, hey, you know, I'm going to spend time with my kids tonight. Or I'm going to go see my best friend because it's the day before Valentine's Day and we love each other. Like, and then it's, pero,
what about me? And it's like,
or are you sure you are where you say you are?
Oh, girl.
Or are you really with who you say you with?
Let me find out. And it's like, find out what, motherfucker, I told you from the beginning. The hell? Like, I'm not hiding nothing from you, you know? And that's, I think that's the reason, going back to it, that I don't believe in unconditional love. I really don't. And I don't think I ever will. And that's okay. You know? But it's okay. It is. To me personally, it's okay.
Okay, well, do you feel like you've always been this way?
No.
Me neither. I feel like I was a really big on hopeless romantic, like the Cinderella shit, like, oh my God, I believe in love, the Notebook, like, you know, forever.
Yeah.
But too much has been said, too much has happened. I've experienced too much. It's, I don't know, like, I don't feel like, for instance, a good topic. Sorry, but this is going to have to be said at one point in time or another. They don't make men how they used to. I'm sorry. Now it's like the man back then, no one's perfect, right? Let me start by saying that. But they wanted to, they took pride in providing. They took pride in doing shit for the house. Like, a woman wouldn't have to shovel. Like, so you want me to go to work, pay bills, cook, clean, shovel,
take care of the kids.
Don't forget the kids. Right.
If you got a cat, feed that motherfucker too.
Oh God. Fucking pump my own gas. Like, also, like, what the fuck exactly do I have you for? Some dick? Like, because the Rose don't complain. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, I plug that hoe in and she don't even talk back. Like, and like,
in and out, let's go.
Like, so I mean, like, what is it? Like, obviously companionship, right? Because that's the wonderful thing about the relationship. But like, what else are you bringing other than, like, si yo lo tengo que hacer todo yo, ¿pa qué carajo te tengo a ti?
That's conditional.
And that's, well, I guess that's more to right back to the point of the fact that,
not saying that, like, you know, not saying it like that, but like how you asked me before, like, if I really wasn't like this. Like, I never really was. And I feel like I have gotten a little colder. And it sucks because even when I was in those situations and I was in those relationships.
You got an ice box for that?
A little bit.
I'm just kidding.
No, am I cold? No, but, you know, so I tried. That's one thing I can say. I really did try in a lot of the relationships that I went. But when it comes to my depression, my anxiety, my overthinking, but my thing is, a lot of the relationships that I was in, they, like, my gut ended up telling me, you know, and it's like, fuck, I'm being so unconditional for this person. Maybe I don't show them love all the time, but like I said in, like, the first episode, my love language is gift giving. My love language is supporting. Aunque me queje. I can be complaining the whole fucking time, but I got your back.
Deadass.
From till the wheels fall off.
From the rooter to the tutor.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like, I have your back. And I think the reason why I don't believe in unconditional love, going back to it, because I don't believe it, I'm going to keep saying it.
Right.
Is the fact that I feel like they take advantage of me after that. Like, for example, like I said, I will support this person from the rooter to the tutor. That's what you said?
The rooter to the tutor.
Right? And then they turn around and everything they benefited off of me, they're doing better with the next bitch.
Yeah. Like, okay, someone really, okay, when I first got divorced, someone really hurt my feelings. I don't think they were trying to hurt my feelings, but they were like, Xenia, do you notice that, like, it seems like, well, not right after I got divorced. I'm sorry. It's about a year after I got divorced. And they were like, do you notice that it seems like you get the motherfucker ready for the next bitch? That shit, Juju. Talk about injury to my soul. Fuck my heart to my soul. And I'm like, holy fuck, is this really what is going on here? Like, no, a mí no me trabajaba, pero a ella, don't miss a day, baby. Like, a mí no me compró, yo le di 12 años, a mí no me compró casa. They live in casa propia. Like, you know, and it's like.
But I feel like for me and you, I think that is our, I don't know, our punishment, I guess. I don't want to call it a punishment. I couldn't think about another word, but I feel like that's just how we are. I feel like, I don't know for you, but I feel like for me in my life, my purpose is to better people. And not saying it like that, because I can guarantee you, they're going to be like, you didn't do shit for me.
Mami.
Yeah.
That's tough.
You know, because when they hear stuff like this and then they hear it, you know, eventually I get the backlash and it's, you never did shit for me. And it's like, okay, cool. Like,
or no, the best line. But did I ask you to? Mm-hmm. That's the one that, like, no, you didn't fucking ask me to. And I guess maybe I shouldn't have then.
Mm-hmm. But I think that that's kind of one of the topics that you wanted to talk about too, is I think that growing up, us as children, we learn how to be very forgiving because the first people that we were forgiving were our parents. Our first true loves. Like,
right, absolutely. You know, the first man who broke my heart was my dad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before it ever got to the father of my kids / first husband, like, before it ever got, like, because to me, that was the biggest level of heartbreak, right? Mm-hmm. Like, but before it ever got there, it was my dad. Mm-hmm.
And I think a parent-child relationship is unconditional. I think more for the child to the parent.
Yes.
Because I feel like they're growing up and they're seeing that, and maybe at some point they're like, this is the only person that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I don't have unconditional love for her, who the fuck am I supposed to love? Or,
exactly. Like, I put a post on my Facebook yesterday. I had a student comes in, asks me for a hug, breaks down in the hug. I mean, ugly cry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? Miss Jackson, why doesn't my mom love me? You've only known me for a couple months and you make me feel seen. You make me feel like I care, or I matter. I'm sorry. I'm like, some people shouldn't be parents. Like, how does the person you carried inside you, they're the only person who knows what your heart sounds like from on the inside, bro. Like, ¿cómo tú le haces eso a un hijo?
And that's why I feel like I said it's more child to parent.
Sí, I feel like children are more unconditional. Whatever. Absolutely.
Because I know I've done some fucked up shit.
I mean,
maybe not even thinking, like, I wasn't in the right state of mind at the time or whatever the case may be. But I know for a fact, all three of them, especially my little one, like, I can come in and, like, my hands can be bloody. You know what I'm saying? As a parent. And he'll be like, Mom, I love you. Okay, I'll wash your hands for you. That's my little one.
Yes.
I wash your hands for you.
Where are we hiding the bodies?
Yeah.
Basically, you know, like, they're ready and willing. Like, they'll go to war for you, even after you hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like, some adults I know don't believe in, not that I associate with, by the way, but I met these people, right? That don't believe in apologizing to kids. They're like, adults don't apologize to children. They need to understand this is how the world. I can tell you more times than I would love to admit that, you know, I took out an attitude or I'm having a bad day and I was short with my kid. They didn't deserve that shit. Like, that was like, they were collateral damage to my bullshit or whatever the hell was going on in the day. Like, when you recognize that, you apologize and you make it right. Like, since when does an apology carry an age stamp?
I was like that at some point too, though. But I think it was more my pride. And because we were raised in that generation.
You don't.
My parents never apologized to me.
No, like, me and my mom laid, like, after I became a parent, yes. But my dad, no.
I don't think, and if they did, cool, but I don't think that I've ever gotten an apology. And it's not like, because I know they're gonna, for what? You know, but I was like that at some point.
Okay.
I was, like you said, I was real short with my kids, and I feel like sometimes when I would do that to them, I wasn't realizing that they're going to school carrying this now. And they had just woke up that morning, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Like that poem. Where, like, you've seen that poem, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like about, like, I had to get my, she was tripping about a pencil. Some shit like that. That's what the poem was about. That basically, like, he really went to fucking warrant back before he got to school because he has to help his mama get his, brothers and sisters ready and all kinds of shit. The way or whatever. And this fucking teacher, funky ass teacher, was worried about a fucking pencil. Like, where she could have just handed him one.
But yeah, but now I've gotten better at it. And I feel like they're starting to get used to it.
Okay.
I feel like now that it's just me and them, and I have that time to have that one-on-one with them and not have to worry about having somebody there, I think that's when I've had, been able to have more conversations with them when it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Like,
and that's huge.
I was just having a shitty day, you know?
Absolutely.
And sometimes I can tell that I did bother them because they'll say it's okay, but you can still see it in their caritas. Like, you still hurt my feelings, which totally understandable.
We all go through that shit. I mean, with all kinds of relationships, right? Like parents, friends, co-workers, you know, just whoever. But it is tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough. Like, because I would say, like, there's been a lot of apologies, I guess, for me at different points in time in my life.
Yeah.
Depending on what I was going through or whatever, where I felt like que la carga estaba bien heavy duty. ¿Sabe?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's especially why my kids deserve everything from me, because I'm like, you really, you have really looked at me like I was something special from the beginning. Yeah, and never doubted it, you know? Like, they make you feel like they have never, like, on the days where you're like, you know, where you feel worthless, they're like, girl, stop. Look at you. That's right. My kid sends you TikToks, you know?
Yeah, no, like, I know.
We were just talking about this the other day. Like,
yeah, like, there's a TikTok that I made a while ago that it was like, it's going to be so corny, sorry, but it was like, it was a picture of me, and it was like basically somebody saying I wasn't a good mom. And then it goes into, have you seen the movie Cars?
Yes.
With the little car in the crowd, because he's obsessed with Lightning McQueen. He's like, Lightning McQueen! And I'm like, that's my kid. Because regardless of anything,
they're your biggest fucking cheerleader.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's, like I said, it's corny, but like it reminded me of that, because at the end of the day, they do cheer me on. You know, they get older, I'm not going to lie, and they start and you can tell that they start losing that little
innocence.
Yeah, and they start losing that glisten for you. Like, because when they're little, it's like their eyes are like shiny, sparkly, kind of. But eventually, you know, they start going, you know, they start seeing the bullshit. And so it's a little harder when they're older. But,
and then, like, there's those moments where they that ass real quick, where you're like, oh, you're right, and it hurt, but fuck you. Like, you know?
No, yeah. It's real, like, fuck, you hurt my feelings.
Like, for real, because it's so easy now that my daughters are older for them to hurt my feelings.
Oh, yeah. I get humbled by my kids.
Girl.
So much. It's I'm like, damn, I'm sad. Like, fuck, you sat me down for real.
Like, take several seats. Okay. Real quick.
You know, but it's like, but when they humble you with the truth.
Yeah. And later they'll come apologize.
Yeah.
Because they'll know.
Yeah.
Right. They'll be like, you know, my bad. I feel like I hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
You did.
But they'll humble you with the truth. And sometimes we need that. Which is,
absolutely.
Which is, like I said, so when it comes to that, one, remember everybody, I don't believe in unconditional love. And two, personally, for me, I feel like when it comes to unconditional love, it's more the child to the parent.
I agree. Absolutely. So all you motherfuckers out there watching, first of all, we want to know, do you believe in unconditional love or not? And also, like, which kind? Which kind do you feel like it's more parent? Do you feel like it's more, you know, we want to know. Yeah. We'd like you guys to chime in on some of these things.
That would be nice.
Yes.
That would be nice. Just saying. You got us talking to the moon right now.
We're Bruno Mars.
No, but yeah, that sucks though.
What about when you were younger? Would you say that when you believed in unconditional love, was it, because you know how we were saying that with our parents, for instance, like, even we've talked about in the episodes before where you're like, well, what you depressed about? You know, like, clean up or do something with your life or whatever else. Like, so do you think that at that age they have unconditional love for each other?
My parents? Or...
Yeah. Like, like when they were going through that, you know, when you were growing up, right, and they're going through their own things, did you see unconditional love between them? Or what you think was unconditional love between them?
I think, to be honest, I think it's my dad to my mom.
And mine is the opposite. My mom to my dad.
Because I've seen my dad put up with a bunch of bullshit from my mom. Not saying that, saying that my dad's perfect and stuff like that, but I feel like my dad really does put up with a lot.
And I feel like for me too, my mom puts up with a lot. Like, I feel like that shaped a lot of relationships for me, like growing up, right? Like, I always feel like even after going through therapy and stuff, which is the journey's not over, but I feel like I always feel like I need to do it. Like, I need to be there. I need to love them. I need to see them through this. I need to pick them up when they're down. It's like mi deber. And I feel like not only did me watching my mom do that for my dad, but like we were saying, the movies, the Disney, the this, the that, like it's always, I feel like always telling the woman in the situation, like, this is tolerant. Yeah. You know, this is what loving someone means.
Yeah. They should make a Disney movie, like a realistic Disney movie. And make one about conditional love. You know, because at this point, what would it be called? Girl, let's see. You give, I take. At this point. Yeah. Like, because it's just like, you know, it's not.
And where do you draw the line? And how do you know that
I feel
a line needs to be drawn?
Yeah. I feel like for me, not for everybody else, because everybody's different, but for me, when I finally felt like I was drawing the line, it was already too late. They were already disrespecting the fuck out of me. They were already...
Look,
yeah, they were already like
the emoji,
you know,
with the heart and the thing that goes over it. Felt as fuck, yeah.
The heart with the little band-aids. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, at this point, like, when I draw the line, it's when it's too late. Like...
And then there's no recovery.
Yeah, no. And they don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, how can you sit here and be put in a situation in which it may not have felt unconditional.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know? But I was giving you the best I could.
I was doing 120% money. And what the fuck were you doing? Like, you were accepting my 120 and giving me what? 20?
And I don't know. That's just how it is. And I hate that. Because I feel like that's what ruined it for me. It was just the fact that, like, when I did try to give you unconditional love, it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. I'm not going to cry. No. I'm not going to cry. I'm a Cancer, but I'm not doing that shit on screen. Right?
Not today. We cry privately in our cars, in the shower, you know, shit like that.
But not here. Not now.
No. You know, not in these streets.
Yeah. So, and I feel like this last relationship really fucked it up for me.
What about your teenager relationships?
Those are like baby ones, you know?
Right? So but did you believe in unconditional love then?
A little bit. But it was because as a teenager, we were still like, girl, I was still 16, 17 watching Disney movies. So, yeah.
Some cupcake shit for
real.
Like, so, like with lots of icing and sprinkles and shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was that. And then I think I showed the most unconditional love with the father of my children, my older two. And I feel like that's kind of when it was like, you know, like back in the day when they used to chip the statues with the thing, you know, with the chisel.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like with him is when they started kind of
chiseling at that facade. Yeah.
And so it was just breaking me down. Then my marriage, that kind of broke me down because it was on and off constantly.
Right. It was roller coaster-ish.
Yeah, it was really roller coaster-ish. Then this last relationship, it was like that last little bit where I was just left in dust. That was it. Yeah, I was just left in dust. And it was just like, it got to the point where with this one, like, I would have done anything. Because that was my last little glimpse of being like, there is unconditional love.
Yes.
But I feel like the way things happened, the way everything just spiraled, like, I can't. No, hell no. Hell no.
Because they was like the meme that I read the other day. It was like, that last one was my last one. Somebody else's heart getting broken. It's yours, motherfucker, not mine. Mm-hmm. I mean, because I feel like the same, girl. I wrote I'm still currently married to his ass, but like I wrote him a book and like the fucking Notebook. Find your way back to me, like this some hype shit, like and and I feel like bro, like in the beginning, it was like he was like everything I fucking dreamed of, needed, everything. Like, after me feeling like my heart was like completely broken from the first one, because I felt like I gave so much and I was married for so long and like I never saw my life without him. But then I got diagnosed with MS and I woke the fuck up and it was like, okay, Xenia, like how much longer are we going to like keep settling for like not getting that full like love, like the shit that they condition you to want and need and all that shit. And I'm like, no. And I got divorced and then like the second came along and I'm like, oh my God, like he said he'd been to therapy, like he had fixed all this, just all this shit. He was everything. And then I feel like it's when they like take you to the mountaintop and you like, hell yeah. And then they're like, boop. Bye. And you're like, and you're like, better there, like that Mufasa shit, like, long live the king, motherfucker. Like, you just, you like,
damn.
And then I'm like, yeah, ahora I'm just kind of like, damn, was it, was it like ever unconditional? Or was like I just filling whatever void I was filling in your life, and then all of a sudden I don't feel it anymore? Or like,
I think that's what, and I saw this post on Facebook earlier. I'm trying to remember what it said. It might not be like exactly what it said, but it was like, it was in the lines of, be careful of the people who say they won't do those things to you.
Girl, and that was a line, baby. Yeah. That was one of them lines.
Yeah, I would never do that.
And then the other one that they say is a big red flag. No, you said is the
I'm not.
What do you look for in a man? Like, what do you look for in a partner? And then you spill it all, right? You let them into all those ugly nooks and crannies that don't get any fucking light, right? And then they literally do every motherfucking thing. You told them what triggers you, fucks you up, like makes you sad, makes you... It's like if they put it on a checklist to, did this one? Okay, next.
Right.
Okay, this
Let's
one.
Let's go to chapter 37.
Right.
Oh, she don't like that? Let's do that right now.
Dial that in.
Right.
Activate it. Like, I don't know. And that's why I remember we were like on the way over, we were just talking to my 16-year-old where she's like, well, if you think your generation's men are fucked up, imagine the ones coming up. And I'm like,
but then that's when I said they're being raised by our generation.
Yeah, so
that think that what they're doing is okay.
Right. No accountability.
Like, because they're still men and females our age still on that baby bullshit.
Exactly. And
like,
they are shaping
are you 30-something years old, still acting like you're 16. Quit playing with me.
Like, get the fuck up. Like, imagine, like, something I used to tell my daughter's dad all the time. I would hate to see one of our daughters run into a motherfucker like you. Like, because you'd be ready to knock his block off. But he's literally doing exactly what you did to someone else's daughter, because I got a daddy, too.
Yeah. That reminds me of the ending scene in It Ends With Us. Remember when he was there and she was like, how would you like it if she, and like she said everything.
Girl.
I was like, damn.
Girl. That's the one that made me so proud that she actually, because low key, and if you guys see this, I'll deny it. Low key, I was hoping that they could fix it. Oh! Yes! Julie,
girl,
listen. It's true because I really wanted to. That's
But I saw that movie when I was already going through my healing, so that's why I was like,
right. And bitch,
you better leave him.
I read the book when it first came out.
No, so you were like,
I wasn't. I was like, I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you, piece of shit. Like, I really thought that you were gonna fucking change. Like, now that you see your daughter's face, like they don't know. I said, and let's remember to one of our other like episodes, remember the red flag.
Please don't ignore them.
Right. Don't rationalize that shit. Don't. It was an accident or. They mean that shit. Motherfuckers are intentional as fuck.
You trip on accident, but like
or
emotional.
He said it. He meant it. The fuck. Or vice versa. If it's a chick who's telling this shit to you, it's the same shit. A partner. Period. Like they said it. They fucking meant all day.
But it'd be like that. And hopefully one day I find somebody who doesn't get me to the unconditional, but gets me to the point where I can be like, oh, I fuck with this.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
but until then, fuck that.
The beneficiaries are the kids.
Fuck
right?
Yeah.
Until then, the beneficiaries are the kids.
My unconditional lover, my babies, my brats.
That's right. So next time, make sure you guys tune in because we're going to talk about these lovely orange outfits and what makes us absolutely wonderful,
And always remember, si quieres bailar,
dale pa'l
piso.